We're talking about President George Bush and the problems that he's facing as a result of being hospitalized from a serious infection. Prayers are going out to family members and friends and to Mr. Bush. And of course, we're concerned about his very condition at this point, and we have joining us now live to discuss this issue is Dr. Danish Ali from UTMB Galveston. He has all the details about this illness that the former president is faced with. So what do we know is happening here with the president?
So what we know so far is that he has an infection in his blood. It's called sepsis. There's different types and different paradigms of that infection that you can have. And it's basically you have an infection anywhere in the body, it spreads to the bloodstream, and then that infection itself can lead to problems down the line.
So how do you get that?
So you can get it from any infection anywhere in your body, either it be dehydration leading to a urinary tract infection, infection in your lungs, so pneumonia, or some sort of like you just stub your toe and you have an infection there, or you have an ingrown toe nail that's infected, and that spreads to your blood and it goes to your organs, different organs, and it can lead to failure as well. So the most severe form of that being the multiple organ dysfunction syndrome. That is where you have all these organs that stop working like they should. So you end up becoming to a point where you're not able to excrete urine, meaning you know, you're retaining urine. It also gets to a point where you have liver dysfunction. So your liver builds and excretes all the toxins, and it's not able to do that. So it spreads, and it's just a domino shift that you have, and it can be very detrimental, especially in folks that have other medical comorbidities, including blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, or has risk factors. That can also all lead to very difficulties in treating this infection.
Now, one of the spokespeople for former President George H.W. Bush is hopeful that he will be better, and we have received another statement from the former president's spokesperson saying he wants to go to Maine, Kennebunkport, this summer. That spokesperson says Mr. Bush is the most goal-oriented person on the planet, and Jim McGrath, that spokesperson, says he would not vote against the former president. And of course, when you hear stuff like that, the president insisting that he go to Maine now, there is some fight still in him.
There really is, yeah. I mean, I don't think he's given up. I think that again, this infection, it is treatable. There are different treatment options that are out there, but again, it becomes difficult if it leads down to the tract of becoming multiple organs that get affected as well. And age is not on his side as well. So, you know, given his age and given the other medical comorbidities, it becomes difficult for the doctors to be treating his illness.
Now, we just heard, or we know, that he buried his wife this weekend, and we've heard the term broken heart syndrome thrown around. Is that something real, and what is it exactly, and how could it affect Mr. Bush?
Yeah, it is real. There's literature behind it that shows that folks that have significant physical or emotional stresses, i.e. they lose a loved one, i.e. they lose a job, or they have financial stresses, all of this can lead to a stress on the heart, and that stress on the heart can lead to heart dysfunction and heart failure eventually. The one thing I do want to bring up, it mimics heart attacks, and so you can get the chest pain, shortness of breath, the radiation down the left arm. It feels like you've got an elephant on your chest. So those are all alarming symptoms, and those are all things that you need to talk to with your doctor, especially if you've had some sort of a major stress or illness that's occurred to you, i.e. in this example of the Bush family.
Now, when you're dealing with a devastating blow like that, is there anything anyone can do for you other than comfort you and have family members around you? And sometimes that doesn't work.
Right, that's correct. I think, but that is also one of the most important things that somebody can do. The other thing that some folks can do is talk to the patients or the family, the loved ones, about how to deal with their stress. Talk to them about, you know, what are you going through, what are you experiencing, and so having a intellectual discussion, and that can be very helpful for these folks.
All right, Dr. Danish Ali from UTMB Galveston, thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.